This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, visually very scale.
Okay, so now I'm going to create one VM virtual machines on AWS, and this VM I'm going to create for demo. So I'll have a 4 GB RAM for this one, and this one, and 30 GB hard disk, and one machine's launch. So I created one VM just for the demo. Okay, and this VM I'm going to log in using putty. I have no password, I have a keys, so I'm going to use it. Okay, so let's log into this VM. Restart. Accept. Ubuntu username. Now let me improve the view so you can see better. Is it visible to all of you? Well,
Yes, sir.
now I have logged in as a Ubuntu, so I'll become root. Okay, so that is all. So first thing, what I need to do. So how do we get started? Okay, how do we get started? So first thing, how to start with Docker. So the step number one you have to do, install Docker. That is first thing you have to do. How do we install the Docker? Let me do that. So I'll go here, Docker install and Ubuntu, right? My operating system, DevOps school. Enter. This is the tutorial which will help me. Now this command which you see, I need to run in Ubuntu to install the Docker. So let me run it. Mistake. And copy this command. Enter. Done. Clear the screen. Run this command. Done. And now I have to run this command. Finally, this is the one command. Mind it, it's a one command, multiple line. Copy paste, nothing great. And then finally, this command will do. That was the preparatory command, and this command will install the Docker. Okay, this command, last one. It will take few seconds only. Yes. So that is the first step, installing Docker. Okay. This URL I'm sharing it here. So notes I'll share with you. Second thing, so here you got the Docker, install Docker. Second thing, you have to download image. Okay, so you need a Docker image. Download Docker image. Okay, now here, just like this, you create a virtual machine. So you need an image, right? We call it a machine image. So here we call it a Docker image. From where you will download? From step number 3. From where? So registry, which is called hub.docker.com. Let me show you. So hub.docker.com, docker.com. This is the registry. Okay. So from here you will download from registry. So see here how many images you have. Let me log out and see here How many images you have? So many images. Read this number, 1 lakh plus. See here, 1 lakh plus container image. So here what you want. So here if you see, some of the popular images are here, and BGBox, Ubuntu, Python, Postgres, Memcache, Apache, MySQL. A lot of images are you have. So Ubuntu is image, Python is image, Postgres image, traffic is image. So many images you have. What image you want to run? So you select. So today we'll work with one image, which is web-based image, HTTPD, Apache. Okay. So how do we pull it? Here it is. So clear the screen. How I know that which images? So Docker images will tell me. No images. Pull it. And you see here one image. This is image ID. 3 days ago it got developed, and size. So yeah, you got the image. So far so good, all of you. All of you. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what to do? So here the same thing which I discussed. You are going to step 4. Create a container, start a container, stop the container, restart it, pause, unpause, kill, and remove. So let me do that. So here, first of all, you need to learn some of the commands which you to get comfortable. So Docker version, which version you have? So you see here 24. So this is the Docker version information. Now Docker info also you should spend some time with it. Output. Even though if you don't understand, become comfortable, read it everything, and slowly you get comfortable. So how many images I am having? So Docker images. See here, this is the image I am having one. You can download more also, depends on this. How many containers you have running? None. How many containers running and stop? A for all, none. So what do we do? Create a container. So let me create a container. Docker create a container from HTTPD. One container, two containers, and you see here two containers. So each container you have a container ID from the image. Container will be running inside this one. Created time, status, created, and each container we get a one random name. You can customize this name. Let's say next container you want to create with the name Raj1, and here it is. See, 3 containers. So now it's so easy to create a container. Now we want to start it. So Docker start, and this container ID, enter, and you see here now it is up. Let me start one more. Start one more container. Now it's running. See, so 2 containers running, one in created state. And if you look at this, the moment you run the container, port has been started using all this thing. Okay, so this is the container. So I did create and then start. Can I stop it? So Docker stop this container ID. I'm stopping it. And you see here, see, exited. So this is how you stop. Again, you can restart this container. I am going to restart. So Docker restart container ID. See here, restart. You see up 2 seconds. Now can I pause it? So Docker pause. Pause. I'm pausing this container, which is up. Now see, paused. So pause container will consume the RAM but will not consume the CPU. How do we know? So Docker starts, enter. You see here, CPU utilization is 0, but RAM little bit of utilizations. Okay. Come out of Control C. So how do we unpause it? So just same command. It's so easy right now. Unpause it. And here you see unpaused. And now after that you want to kill the container. So docker kill forcefully container ID. Running container only you can kill. So exited container will not make sense. See here, you kill the both the containers now. And then finally you can remove the container. So here, how do we remove it? Docker rm and remove the container permanently is gone. So simple. So guys, this was the commands I ran in order to follow the step number 4. Was it difficult? Tell me. All of you. So now what to do? So step number 5. See, I- when you create a VM, virtual machines, you access, right? You access. Others, what is used? You log into the VM or you access from the network outside. So can we do that here? So let's look at access the container. How to access a container? Because it's HTTPD Apache I'm expecting. So how to access? So first of all, you need to get IP address of this container. So Docker PSA. So right now no container is running. Let me start it. Docker start, and here you have now this container. You see this container you have running. So now can I get the IP address of this container? So Docker inspect and container ID. Now you should read all this information whether you understand or not, become comfortable. But I came for IP address. This is the IP address. This is the gateway. So now can I hit the container IP address? Curl HTTP. Here. See, it works. Its response is giving it you. But this IP address I cannot access in my machines. You see here, I cannot access. Why? What is the reason for it? So let me tell you here, simple example. What happens? This is a one VM, okay, and inside that I have a multiple containers, okay, container 1, container 2, container 3. And now you have these all containers is being set up the network, and that's called container network. So they run in the container network, and this container network is connected to one bridge which is called Docker. Okay, let me show you. So here if config IPA here, this is my host network and this is the bridge Docker 0. So this all container is connected to the bridge. That means this container, if you are inside a box, okay, and this is the ETH0, okay. So this is the ETH0 and this is the Docker. So if you're inside a box, you can connect to this container because you are inside it. And this container also can talk to this one, and this container also can talk to this one, no problem. But I am outside here. I am somewhere in Bengaluru, and this host machine is somewhere in a different network altogether. How do we access it? So the question is, can I access this IP address? Yes, because of that I am able to access here. Okay, so what I'll do the port forwarding. This concept is coming everywhere. So port forwarding. So I hit the IP address of the host with certain port number 80, and this ETH0 will redirect through us Docker 0 to here on 80. But I have used this 80 port for the host, so I cannot use 81 here. Then this will take to 80. Container is running with 80 port, and next one is 82, and here it will go and 80. So these three are Apache containers. So if I do the port forwarding, I will be able to do that at the host network. Conceptually, did you understand this? All of you?
Yes, sir.
So how to do the port forwarding on the host network? So you have to create a new container. Those containers will not work. So what is this? Before creating a host container, means port forwarding, you need to run one more command. What command? Run command. run command is a very important command. So here, if you remember what we did, if you remember these three commands I run. First I pull the image, then create the image, and then start the image, and then you want to attach to image. You want to attach to image. Attach means you want to see that what is happening. Okay, so these are the four things you do. Attach, I have not show you the demo, so just wait for it. So these are the four things you do that, but these four things, it's a shortcut. Here, pull, create, start, attached. So this is equal to run. Let me show you. So if I have a, you see here, Docker PS, I have one container running. PS-a, I have one created, one running. So Docker run HTTPD. So mind it, it will always create a container. Pulling will happen, not happen because it's already pulled. See what happened? I lost the console. Why? So what happened? This command has created a container, started a container and attached to it. So right now, earlier I was a bash, now I become a up container actually. What to do? I lose the console. So if I go open a new session, okay, and Ubuntu, and you have to become root again. And if you see the Docker PS, see two containers is running. Okay, two containers, one is running and one is created, three containers. Now if you want to access this container, let me show you that. So here Docker PS, Docker inspect, I want the IP address, and here if I hit the IP address inside this container, curl http dap, see here it works, and you see the logs here. I hit one more time, you see one more log backend, see that? So that means this is called attached to the container. For troubleshooting we use this techniques, attaching. So run command will create a container, new container, start a container, attach to container. Now what to do if you don't want to attach? So here you become run -d. Okay, so this is something which you have to do that. Are you understanding, all of you? Run command.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
there's one concept you need to remember and forever. This is the conceptual stuff which is very important concept. Okay, and if you remember, then it will be easy for you to live for understanding the compute. See, your laptop physical server is running, VM is running, but why is running? You need to understand. Container is running. Container is running. Why is running? So physical server is running because of the first PID. Because of first PID. VM is running because of same region, first PID, same concept. And container is also running because of the first PID. What is the first PID? Let me show you. So in the first, let me show in the laptop physical server. See here, this PID 1, which is first PID 4 here. You see this is running NT kernel and system. So this, as long as this is running, your computer is running. If you kill this guy, your computer will not be running. It will be shut down. Okay, so first PID, which is here 4. And now let me show you in the Linux here, ps-ef. These are all the process running in the Linux. See here, this is running your operating system VM. If you kill this process, it will not be running. So same way here, container internally running because of the first PID. Okay, first PID. And the moment right now when you attach, mind it, when you attach, you are on the PID 1. And when you kill this PID, container will also get exit. Let me see. Control C, I typed it and kill the PID, and now see container got exited. You see, container got exited. Okay, so some of the theoretical part you need to understand to be very powerful in the computing actually world. So remember this concept, always remember. If container is getting exited, that means don't think its container is bad, because first PID is getting exited, so your container is exited. That's a one thing. So that's the conceptual things you have to remember. So what is hyphen run hyphen d? Let me run this. So run hyphen d will not attach actually. So docker, let me clear the screen. Docker run hyphen d httpd 1 container, 2 container, 3 container, 4 container, 5 container, 5, 6 container. Life is so easy now, see. So run is a command to shorten the multiple efforts. Got it, all of you? Hello? I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now next thing is, so you see what I did. Let me again recall this stuff. Okay. So first I installed the Docker, but that was easy. Then I wanted to download the images, Docker image from where? So we have a lakhs of images are here. hub.docker.com. What you have to do? You created, started, stop, restart, pause, unpause, kill, and remove. That was a workflow of the container. After that, you wanted to access the container, but before that, I decided I will teach you some shortcut command. So run is a shortcut command for all these commands. But if you don't want to attach to the container, then you can do -d. Do not attach. Okay. Now this concept you have to remember, if container is exiting because of you are killing or someone is killing the process number one. This concept is not only with the container, it's there with the laptop also, VM also. Foundation of computing. Okay, PID1 is a foundation of computing which runs your environment. It can be, and this PID1 is most of the time in the physical server it is kernel. Here also it's a kernel, and here it can be any executable. Okay, executables, for example, it can be Java, Python, all these things. So as long as that is running, it can be any executable. Okay, so container is running. So here if you see that in the Apache, this is executable which is running in the background. Okay, so now question was how to access the container. So now I'll talk about all the method to access the container. So here docker ps, now container id, docker inspect, IP address, you get it, and then this was I'm able to access, I showed you last time also, curl and http dop and enter, and you see here this works, but I'm not able to access the container from outside. So what to do? So I will do docker run -d, and this command I run it, but you have to expose this container outside. So 80 port is a host port, 80 port is a container port. So this is for the image which is hard coded in the image, you cannot change. This is a host port, if you remember, host port and container port. Okay, container port. So I cannot use second one, so you have to change this one 81, then you have to change this one 82. So container cannot change, but you can port mapping you can change for the time being. So let me run this command here. So enter, see one more, see port has been used. So what to do? This one. Now you see that compare the container. So this container is not port forwarded, but this container is port forwarded. You see here. So because I port forwarded, I can use the IP address of node and then port number. Let me do that. So what is IP address? Here 80, right? Yeah. And see what 81 also. See works. I can access these two containers which I am running right now from outside. Okay. So you can access if you're inside. If you're inside, you can use the IP address of container. If you're outside, you have to do the port forwarding of the container and then use it. Are you comfortable with it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the question is how do we go inside a container? So how do we go inside that? So remember, you are a human being. How do you interact with the compute unit? Using shell. Which are the shell? Bash shell, Corn shell, C shell, PowerShell. PowerShell for Windows, Bash shell for Linux. So here what you need to do, if you want to interact with this container, you have to run execute, docker execute Which container? This one. What you want to execute? Bin bash. But if you want to interact, you have to add it flag also, -it. That means we are saying, hey Docker, execute this one in this container but in interactive mode, because I'm a human, I want to go inside a container. See, where are you right now? So you are inside a container. Look at this. This was your host machine, this is your inside a container. And do you see all these files is Apache? You can run this just like a Linux command, you know, this is Linux container. So do whatever you want. So now I'll teach you how to create one container, come out of this container. I'll teach you how to create one more container from the different image. So Docker run -itd Ubuntu. You wanted Ubuntu image for work purpose. So this I'm creating a container. See here. And pull everything has happened, and you see that one container from the image called Ubuntu. And I want to go inside this docker exec -it and then this one and bin bash. So this is how I will go inside a container. See here, and git is here? No. So can I install it? I'm inside a container. Remember that I'm installing a git right now. Git is not there. So I install it inside the container. And if it updated the operating system, apt get install git -y. Anything you can do. See here, and I'm installing it. Git. And here git is there. Now it's there inside a container. You want to install Apache? Install apt get install Apache also. Install Apache 2. Package name is 2. And here, yes. See, I'm inside a container working, mind it. And which Apache 2? See, it's installed. Exit this. You can use that. So you want to see this container, which you install the git inside that. You want to use it? Docker exec this container git. See, you don't have a git in this machine. You have a git in the VM also, by the way, and you can have a container also. So are you able to understand now how to use container, how to work with container, how to go inside a container, how to access a container, how to create a container, how to stop, restart, and kill and remove all these things? Sandhya, Bipin, are you able to understand?
Slash. And
Yeah. So guys, you need to work with the containers. You need to work with the container. You want to see the logs of containers? Docker ps. So here this container, Docker logs, container ID. See, these are the logs. So now today I had taught you what is Docker. Let me go into the topics. I taught you what is Docker, why do we need it, how Docker works, how to install it, component of Docker. So component of Docker means here you have Docker software, then image, Docker image, Docker container, and Docker registry from where you download the image, Docker registry from where you download the image. So these are the things. And then lifecycle of container means start, stop, and all, how to work with the container and accessing the container, and look in the logs of the container. So these are the things now I taught you. You have to practice it and then you become comfortable. Now after that, once you become comfortable with the containers, then I'll teach you how to create an image and how do we share with the all other people also, because image creation is very important, work for it. All of you have to create an image for your applications. Let's say if you are using XAMPP, which has some software installed, so you have to create an image for it. So all this thing I'll teach you slowly. Understood all of you? Any questions?
yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to share all these notes. I'm going to share with you all these recordings and all. Practice it and then to let me know. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye everyone.